Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another xoxo video. I hope you're all well. As you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to try and find out whatever happened to Dido.
There will be no white flag above my door.
But as always, a very quick disclaimer, this video was purely done for entertainment, informational and commentary purposes. It's not to mock anyone, it's not to disrespect anyone, it's purely various information I found on interwebs put together into one easy to digest video. So as always, we're going to keep it cute, we're going to keep it polite, we're going to keep it respectful, and let's get into the video. Florian Cloud de Boonville Armstrong, better known as Dido, was born on Christmas Day in 1971 in London to her poet mother of French ancestry and her publisher father who was Irish, according to Wikipedia. According to Last.fm, however, Dido was christened as Dido Florian Cloud de Boonville O'Malley Armstrong. Dido has an older brother, Rollo Roland Constantine O'Malley Armstrong, better known as record producer Rollo, and who is part of the British electronica group Faithless. In an interview with The Guardian in May 2001, Dido said this: "To be called one thing and christened another is actually very confusing and annoying. It's one of the most irritating things that my parents did to me. I'm still irritated by it. Florian is a German man's name. That's just mean. To give your child a whole lot of odd names. They were also embarrassing." One day, Dido decided to look up the story of her first name. "I thought it was strange that I was called after a woman who killed herself in ancient literature. It's great for me now, but there's no denying that I hated it. That was just another thing that made me stand out."
Why'd they do that? Why'd your folks do that?
I just, they're mean, you know. They were we just want to give her a hard time at school and just a hard time in life.
What does it mean?
She was an African queen. She was a warrior queen who killed herself.
Dido?
Yeah, which makes it equally strange that they did that, I thought.
Dido also said this in another interview.
Okay, but I just found out, what was your mom going to name you originally?
It was Sex Burger.
What is that? Does that mean anything?
Well, she was going to call me and my brother. My brother's called Rollo, and
Was
we
it
were.
Rollo?
Yeah, so we were Dido. My brother was going to be called Sex Wolf, and I was
Sex
going to be
Wolf.
Sex Burger. They're Viking names.
Does that mean, is that symbolic for anything?
No, they're just Viking names. I don't know. She's crazy. And then, having named us these names, she then sent us to like the roughest schools that she could possibly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
of course we just got
Yeah,
beaten up every
yeah.
day. Thank God it wasn't Sex Burger though.
Exactly.
In 2019, in an interview with Lorraine, Dido said that she didn't celebrate her birthday on Christmas Day, but instead she celebrates it in the middle of the year. According to Wikipedia, this is on the 25th of June.
Is it true that your birthday's on Christmas, but you
It is Christmas Day.
but you don't celebrate it on Christmas Day?
Well, I mean, it's sort of, to be honest, at this point, birthdays are just
yeah, it's whatever.
But no, in theory, I celebrate it in the middle of the year, but we've forgotten that one too now.
Dido was accepted into the Guildhall School of Music in London at the age of 6. According to Wikipedia, this was after Dido stole a recorder from school at the age of 5. By the age of 10, Dido could play the piano, violin and recorder. She grew up without having a TV in the house as her mother didn't want one. As a result, Dido was bullied at school.
And I imagine you got picked on because you didn't have a telly either, did you?
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't know anything that was going on.
How come your mum didn't want you to watch the TV?
I don't know. She just didn't want one in the house. So I could go around my mate's house. I used to go around my mate's house on a Wednesday to watch Dallas, and that was it. So that's my only frame of reference.
Was Dallas.
Whole 70s and 80s was Dallas and Top of the Pops, and that was it really. And she just didn't want one in the house, and then we smuggled one in once, and my dad smuggled one in. And we used to go upstairs and watch it. It was teeny, and she found it one day.
A little
came home
black
from
and white
school.
one, right?
Yeah, like teeny little thing. And she'd thrown it out the window. I came home from school and it was just in bits.
Some of Dido's teenage years were spent touring the UK with a classical ensemble. She left school to pay her way through university and eventually enrolled as a law student at Birkbeck University of London, whilst working as a literary agent. However, Dido never completed the degree as she decided to take up music full-time. In 1995, Dido began recording 10 demo tracks which were put together on a collection titled Odds and Ends and were sent out by Network Management, who later signed Dido after she was brought to their attention by her collaboration with Faithless. Dido featured on the group's debut album Reverence in 1995 on the tracks Flower Stand Man, which she also co-wrote, and Salva Mare. She later featured on another Faithless album, Sunday 8pm in 1998 on the tracks Postcard and Hem of His Garment, which she co-wrote. The Odds and Ends collection was released by Network in 1995 and featured a mixture of finished productions and demo versions, which she later considered for release on what would be her debut album, No Angel. In between recording those two albums, Dido met producer Clive Davis in 1997 after he had heard some of her demos. She was later signed to Arista Records in the US and negotiated a co-sign deal with her brother's independent record label, Cheeky Records. In 1999, Dido released her debut single Here With Me in the US ahead of her debut album No Angel. The single landed at number 116 on the Billboard charts. According to Wikipedia, the single Here With Me initially struggled to make an impact on the radio, but while the label were considering switching to an alternative track, the song made a breakthrough as a result of its use in the American science fiction television series Roswell from 1999 to 2002. The song was used as the theme tune of the show, but it was actually when it was played in its entirety during the show's season finale that it made a real impact with audiences. The single eventually peaked at number 21 on the Billboard Adult Pop Airplay charts, spending a total of a staggering 26 weeks on the charts in October 2000. In the same month, the single peaked at number 16 on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100 charts, spending a total of 8 weeks on the chart. According to songsfacts.com, speaking with Canada.com in 2013 about the song Here With Me, Dido said, "It was the first song I wrote that was any good. It's a simple love song, written in quite a dark time. I played it for my brother and he took it to his company's A&R meeting and said, 'Look, we need to find someone like this.' And they all looked at him like, 'And we can't sign your sister because..." The thought hadn't even crossed his mind. Obviously after that he signed me. It's the track that launched everything for me, so it has a soft spot in my heart." In the same year, Dido released her debut album No Angel, only in the US. The reason for this was because the record label she was signed to here in the UK was being sold, so the only place she was able to release music was in the US.
In a way, I was sort of lucky. I was in a very sort of quirky record company situation, and my record company here was being sold, and it took a year and a half to do that deal. So I basically had 18 months where I could only be in America. It was the only place I could go because the album wasn't out here or anywhere else in the world.
So it was kind of do or die, right?
Yeah.
The album peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Heatseekers Albums chart in August 2000, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. However, the album spent a staggering 47 weeks on the chart. Shortly after, Dido began touring and making TV appearances in and around the US in the year 2000. Over here in the UK, Dido released her first single, I'm No Angel, which peaked at number 97 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week on the chart. Then in the year 2000, a year after its US release, Dido released her debut album No Angel here in the UK, which peaked at number 1 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 7 weeks at the number 1 spot. However, the album spent an astronomical 101 weeks on the UK albums chart from October 2000 to September 2002. The success of the album No Angel may have coincided with the release of Eminem's hit single Stan, which sampled the first verse of Dido's track Thank You. Dido was also featured on the song and appeared in the music video as Stan's pregnant girlfriend.
The biggest fan, this is Stan.
Stan peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. However, the single spent a total of a staggering 25 weeks on the chart. Over in the US, the single peaked at number 51 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of 15 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 36 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop charts, spending a total of 17 weeks on the chart. And at number 7 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. The single also entered the Billboard Pop Airplay charts, peaking at number 33 and spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart. The single was an international success, peaking at number 1 in countries such as Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Finland, Denmark, Italy and Australia, peaking at number 3 in the Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, Norway and Spain, peaking at number 4 in France and number 14 in New Zealand. The success of the album may have also coincided with the fact that in January 2001, a special edition of No Angel was released, which included enhanced videos of Here With Me and Thank You, and a bonus track Take My Hand together with a picture gallery. Then in 2001, Dido released the single Here With Me in the UK, which peaked at number 4 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 12 weeks on the chart. The single also did well internationally, peaking at number 3 in New Zealand, number 4 in France, number 6 in Switzerland and Finland, number 7 in Spain and Belgium, number 8 in Norway, number 9 in Austria, number 12 in Denmark, number 16 in Germany, number 19 in Sweden, number 22 in the Netherlands, and number 35 in Italy. In March 2001 in the US, Dido's debut album No Angel peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200, spending a total of an incredible 69 weeks on the chart. The album also did amazingly well in various other countries, peaking at number 1 in Austria, France, Finland, Norway, Australia and New Zealand, peaking at number 2 in Switzerland, Germany, Sweden and Denmark, number 3 in the Netherlands and Belgium, and peaking at number 4 in Italy. No Angel went on to become the top-selling album of 2001 worldwide and was certified platinum in multiple countries. Dido's next single, Thank You, made its first appearance on the soundtrack for the 1998 movie Sliding Doors. However, Thank You was released as a single in the year 2000 in response to the positive reception the single Stan received, according to songfacts.com. In April 2001, the single peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of a staggering 39 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart, and peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Dance Single Sales Chart, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. The single, however, spent an incredible 59 weeks on the chart. Thank You also peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Adult Pop Airplay charts, spending a total of 9 weeks at the number 1 spot. The single, however, spent a total of a staggering 52 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. However, the song spent a total of 12 weeks on the chart. The single also entered the Billboard Pop Airplay charts, peaking at number 2, spending a total of a staggering 26 weeks, and peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary charts, spending a total of 4 weeks at the number 1 spot. However, the single spent a total of an incredible 81 weeks on the chart. Over here in the UK, in June 2001, the single peaked at number 3 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 10 weeks on the chart. The single also did well in multiple countries, peaking at number 3 in New Zealand, number 9 in Spain, number 16 in Switzerland, number 17 in Norway, number 22 in Belgium, number 25 in Austria, number 29 in the Netherlands, and number 30 in France. According to songfacts.com, after writing the song Thank You in 1995, Dido made her way from London to America, where she played bars and restaurants for 2 years before Clive Davis heard her demo and signed her. It is also alleged that Dido wrote the lyrics in the bathtub and says that when she performs the song, she mentally returns to the bathtub with the soggy paper in her hand. Also, in an interview with Billboard magazine in 2013, Dido revealed that Eminem did not ask permission to use the track Thank You on Stan until after the song was produced. However, Dido loved it and agreed to let him use it. She said, "I just got a letter saying, we heard your track, we love it, we'd like to use it for this track, Stan. Can you take a listen? I hope you like it, and can we use your song?" It was completely out of the blue. I put it on like, I wonder what he could have done. You just don't know. And I was a big Eminem fan, so it was pretty cool. And then I heard it. I remember because I had some friends staying in the same hotel. They were literally running down the hall like, you gotta listen to this, it's just brilliant. In an interview on Channel 4's Sunday Brunch in 2019, Dido explained the timeline between No Angel, Stan and Thank You.
So my album, my first album came out in sort of 99 and I was touring around America. It actually came out in America. I'd signed a deal in America basically and was touring in America, and about a year into that, it all, what happened was Thank You was on a film called Sliding Doors, and a DJ called the 45 King heard the trailer for Sliding Doors while he was doing his taxes. He was watching the TV, heard it, sampled it, sent it to Eminem in that backing track, and then Eminem wrote Stan.
But the film came out before the album.
I think it did, yeah. I mean, my memory's a little hazy, but I remember that being the first thing, because I remember hearing about Sliding Doors, and it was definitely a point where I was like, I couldn't believe my music was in a film, and I took all my friends to see the film, and it was like, I couldn't quite believe it would actually happen. I know, I think I had a cassette basically with these songs on, and it just got passed around people. It was, you know, it just fell into the right hands.
Dido then released what would be the last single from the album, Hunter, which peaked at number 17 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 11 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 28 in New Zealand, number 45 in France, and number 50 in Australia. Over in the US, the single peaked at number 16 on the Billboard Adult Pop Airplay charts, spending a total of 15 weeks on the chart, and number 9 on the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart, spending a total of 12 weeks on the chart. In November 2001, Dido not only performed at the 2001 MTV European Music Awards, but she also won the award for Best New Act.
Take a chance on life again, so let me go.
The winner is
Dido.
In the same year, Dido performed at the ARIA Awards in Australia.
I cannot be until you're resting here with me.
Then in April 2002, Dido was featured on Faithless's track One Step Too Far, which peaked at number 6 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. The single also did well in Italy, peaking at number 13 and peaking at number 21 in Australia. Over in the US, the single peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart, spending a total of 12 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 14 on the Billboard Dance Singles Sales chart, spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart. In the same month, Britney Spears released the single I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, which Dido co-wrote. Also in 2002, Dido won the Brit Award for Best British Female Solo Artist and Best British Album for No Angel at the 2002 Brit Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's award, and it is richly deserved, goes to Dido!
MasterCard Best British Album goes to No Angel, Dido.
Unfortunately, after the release of No Angel, and after a lot of time spent promoting the album, Dido's 7-year relationship and engagement to entertainment lawyer Bob Page came to an end, while Dido was trying to cope with the disorientating effects of global success. After the breakup, Dido was rumoured to have briefly dated or went on dates with record mogul Ferdy Unger Hamilton and footballers Sol Campbell and Alan Smith. Dido returned back into the spotlight in 2003 and released what would be the lead single from her upcoming album, White Flag.
There will be no white flag above my door,
which peaked at number 2 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 16 weeks on the chart. The single did amazingly well internationally, peaking at number 1 in Germany, Austria, Norway, Italy and Australia, peaking at number 2 in Switzerland, Sweden and Denmark, number 3 in Belgium, number 5 in France and the Netherlands, number 11 in Spain, number 12 in New Zealand and number 19 in Finland. Over in the US, the single peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of an astonishing 41 weeks on the chart. The single also entered the Billboard Adult Alternative Airplay charts, peaking at number 16 and spending a total of 4 weeks on the chart, and peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary charts, spending a total of an incredible 66 weeks on the chart. The single peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Adult Pop Play charts, spending a total of a staggering 43 weeks on the chart. The single also entered the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100, peaking at number 2 and spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart, and peaking at number 19 on the Billboard Pop Airplay charts, spending a total of 19 weeks on the chart. In an interview with the HuffPost Live in 2013, Dido revealed the song White Flag is about her ex-fiancé and their breakup.
That was about, at the time, my ex-fiancé actually, and many years ago, and we broke up, and that was, you know, classic heartbreak song, and you know, I really meant it at the time.
Then in September 2003, Dido released her second studio album, Life for Rent, which peaked at number 1 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 10 weeks at the number 1 spot. However, the album has spent a total of an incredible 57 weeks on the chart. Over in the US, the album peaked at number 4 on the Billboard charts, spending a total of a staggering 47 weeks on the chart. The album also did amazingly well in multiple countries, peaking at number 1 in New Zealand, Australia, Denmark, Sweden, Belgium, the Netherlands, France, Germany and Switzerland, peaking at number 2 in Austria, Norway and Italy, number 3 in Finland and number 4 in Portugal. Also in 2003, Dido performed at the MTV European Music Awards.
and I won't put my hands up and surrender.
At the end of 2003, Dido released another single, Life for Rent.
If my life is for rent,
which peaked at number 8 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 11 weeks on the chart. The album also did well in multiple countries, peaking at number 8 in Italy, peaking at number 17 in New Zealand, number 19 in Switzerland, number 20 in Sweden, number 24 in the Netherlands and France, number 27 in Belgium, and number 28 in Australia. Dido was also a 2003 Grammy Award nominee for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for the single White Flag. In February 2004, Dido won the Brit Award for Best Female Solo Artist for the second time and Best British Single for White Flag at the 2004 Brit Awards.
The winner of Best British Female is, of course, Dido.
Thank you.
The Brit goes to Dido, White Flag.
Then in April 2004, Dido released another single, Don't Leave Home, which peaked at number 25 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 6 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 38 in the Netherlands and number 45 in Switzerland. Over in the US, the single entered the Billboard Adult Pop Airplay charts, peaking at number 22 and spending a total of 14 weeks on the chart. In September 2004, Dido released what will be the final single from the album, Sand in My Shoes.
I've still got sand in my shoes.
Which peaked at number 29 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 37 in Australia, spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart. In the US, the single peaked at number 24 on the Billboard Adult Pop Airplay charts, spending a total of 9 weeks on the chart. In November 2004, Dido featured on the Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason soundtrack with Rufus Wainwright on the track I Eat Dinner When the Hunger's Gone. She also embarked on her worldwide tour in support of her Life for Rent album, and in 2005 a DVD footage from the tour was released. This is titled Live at Brixton Academy.
Until you're resting here with me.
Following her sold-out tour of 2004, Dido was asked to perform at 3 of the Live 8 concerts in July 2005, performing in London, Cornwall and Paris. At the Live 8 concerts, Dido did a duet with Senegalese singer-songwriter and composer Youssou N'Dour for the tracks Thank You and 7 Seconds.
Seven seconds away, just as long as I say.
Dido took a break out of the spotlight but was working on her upcoming album as well as working behind the scenes. During the production of the album, she attended evening classes in music and English at the University of California in LA, according to Wikipedia. Then, in October 2008, Dido returned with what would be the lead single from her upcoming album, Don't Believe in Love.
If I don't believe in love, nothing is good for me.
Which peaked at number 54 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 2 weeks on the chart. The single did much better in Italy, peaking at number 2 and peaking at number 14 and 16 in Belgium and Switzerland, respectively. In November 2008, Dido released her third album, Safe Trip Home, which peaked at number 2 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 10 weeks on the chart. The album also did amazingly well internationally, peaking at number 1 in Switzerland, number 2 in Germany and France, number 6 in Australia and New Zealand, number 9 in Belgium, number 11 in Austria and Italy, number 18 in Norway, number 20 in Denmark, number 24 in Finland, number 27 in Spain and number 35 in Mexico. Over in the US, the album peaked at number 13 on the Billboard charts, spending a total of 10 weeks on the chart. However, in December 2008, one of Dido's tracks on the Safe Trip Home album, titled Let's Do the Things We Normally Do, which was co-written by Dido and producer John Brion, included the lyrics, "Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire." It was alleged that these will be familiar to anyone who knows The Men Behind the Wire, written by Irish band The Barleycorn. Gregory Campbell, MP for East Londonderry, criticised the song and said, "Given her Irish roots, it is inconceivable that she doesn't know the background of the wording. She must know it was written about people who were murderers, arsonists and terrorists." He added, "She should clarify her position so that her fans and the wider public know where she stands on these things." Additionally, the album's artwork features a photograph of astronaut Bruce McCandless II during a spacewalk as part of Space Shuttle mission STS-41B. McCandless sued Dido, Sony Music Entertainment and Getty Images Inc. for unauthorized use of this photo in September 2010. The case settled under undisclosed terms in January 2011. Shortly after the release of the album Safe Trip Home, Dido returned to the studio to start recording new material for her upcoming fourth album. Dido married writer Rohan Gavin in 2010. According to childhoodbiography.com, Dido completely went under the radar with regards to her relationship with Rohan. In September 2010, Dido released the single Everything to Lose via digital download, following its appearance on the soundtrack for the movie Sex and the City 2. And in January 2011, Dido released If I Rise, a collaboration with Indian film composer, record producer, singer-songwriter A.R. Rahman. The song was written for the movie, directed by Danny Boyle, 127 Hours. The song was nominated for various awards, including an Oscar Award for Original Song. The song won the Broadcast Film Critics Association Award for Best Song. Also in 2011, Dido welcomed a baby boy, Stanley, in July. However, Dido insists that she did not call her son Stanley because of her hit single with Eminem, and revealed in her interview with Lorraine Kelly in 2019 that her husband, Rohan, was also bizarrely keen on the name. She says, "He's definitely Stanley, not Stan. Nothing to do with the song. I know everyone assumed it's to do with the song. When I was a teenager, I was with my mate. I remember sitting on a wall and they were like, 'What are you going to call your kid?' And I was like, 'Stanley.' Bizarrely, when I met my husband, that was the name that was his favourite for different reasons." Then in March 2013, Dido released what would be the lead single from her upcoming album, No Freedom.
No freedom without love.
Which peaked at number 51 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. The single did much better in Belgium, peaking at number 18 and peaking at number 28 in Switzerland. In the same month, Dido released the album and the deluxe edition of the album, Girl Who Got Away, which peaked at number 5 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 12 weeks on the chart. The album did well internationally, peaking at number 2 in Germany and Switzerland, number 3 in France, number 6 in Austria, number 8 in the Netherlands and Norway, number 11 in New Zealand, number 12 in Australia, number 13 in Spain, number 14 in Belgium, number 20 in Sweden, number 23 in Denmark and number 24 in Italy. Over in the US, the album peaked at number 32 on the Billboard charts, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. In May 2013, Dido appeared on the TV singing competition The Voice UK, serving as an advisor to coach Danny O'Donoghue, the frontman to the Irish band The Script, during the show's Battle Rounds. Also in 2013, Dido appeared on the Norwegian-Swedish television talk show Skavlan for an interview and to perform the single No Freedom.
No love without freedom. No freedom without love.
Then in November 2013, Dido released the Greatest Hits compilation album. This album completed Dido's contractual obligation with RCA Records, according to Wikipedia. Greatest Hits peaked at number 27 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 7 weeks on the chart. According to Wikipedia, Dido spoke of her plans to release music independently, and by late 2013 she began writing material for her 5th album. However, according to an interview with iNews.com in February 2019, it was noted that years of solid touring took its toll on Dido, and while further material followed with Safe Trip Home in 2008 and Girl Who Got Away in 2013, Dido needed a breather. She said, "I did a show in south of France in a Roman amphitheatre in Nîmes, a summer's evening, the most incredible crowd, my best ever show. But it was also when I decided to stop touring. I was doing these amazing things, but they weren't resonating because I wasn't sharing them with someone." Speaking with the New Zealand Herald in February 2019, Dido said, "I really didn't plan on stopping. The last big show I did was Live 8, and at that point I had been going hard at it for over 6 years and thought I would take a little bit of time off. So I was just on a break for 15 years. In the same interview, Dido also said, "I have been having a lovely time being with my family, seeing friends, seeing the world. But the music never stopped. I am always singing, always writing songs. Music is how I make sense of the world. I just stopped playing it to anyone but my family." Speaking with Nylon magazine in the same year, Dido told the magazine that she was always making music in the years she wasn't charting, but the birth of her son shifted the time she dedicated to her craft. She said, "I'm always writing, and the slightly longer gap this time is because I had a kid. So I spent quite a lot of time hanging out with him, and somehow time just slips away." Dido's initial break from touring was due to her wanting a break from the constant travelling. When her father became sick and she wrote songs about it, his death further complicated her ability to perform. She then realised she couldn't tour and took a very long break. She said, "It's a new start. I'm so excited about writing, recording and touring again. It feels like a whole new thing again. You sort of forget until you're doing it again." Dido also said in her interview with iNews.com in 2019, "I was writing after I had my son, but I don't think I wrote anything good for 3 years, partly because my songwriting is so much about light and dark. My whole MO from the beginning has been that every song is about a conflicted situation or emotion. Then I had Stanley and was like, I just love him. I want to keep him safe. There was nothing to write. I stopped seeing the light and dark." Dido signed to record label BMG to release her 5th album, Still On My Mind, which she worked on with her brother Rolo, and in March 2019 the album was released, peaking at number 3 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 13 weeks on the chart. Over in the US, the album peaked at number 6 on the Billboard charts, spending a total of 2 weeks on the chart. The album also did really well in countries such as Switzerland, peaking at number 4, in Austria, peaking at number 5, Germany, peaking at number 6, peaking at number 10 in Belgium, number 11 in France and Spain, number 14 in Australia, number 19 in the Netherlands, and number 20 in Portugal. Prior to the release of the album, Dido released what would be the lead single from the album, Give You Up.
Give it up, I'm giving up.
The single peaked at number 32 on the UK singles download chart. Over in the US, the single peaked at number 1 on the US dance club songs chart, according to Wikipedia. According to the website changeunderground.com, it was revealed that Dido and her brother revealed themselves as the artists behind the R+ project. They also announced their debut album the last summer. The album was released in October 2019, peaking at number 96. In the same year, Dido embarked on her tour to coincide with the release of her Still on My Mind album.
At these quiet times, coming round here.
In November 2019, Dido released a deluxe edition of the Still on My Mind album. However, the album failed to chart, despite another single Just Because being released.
Sing your song.
Dido is undoubtedly one of the biggest selling female artists to come out of the UK, particularly in the late 90s and early 2000s. Her debut album, No Angel, catapulted Dido into a global household name. At the time of recording this video, her first album, No Angel, has been on the UK albums chart for an astronomical 147 weeks. Meanwhile, her second album, Life for Rent, has been on the UK albums chart for a staggering 63 weeks. Both albums still rank among the UK's biggest selling albums of all time. However, it seems that Dido was unable to attain the level of success she once had, and this may be due to the 15-year break she took from touring, whether she intended for it to be for that long or not. It also seems that 2019 was the year of her major comeback, as she was doing press runs and embarked on a tour. What do you think? Was it due to the break, or was it possibly the sound of music had changed at the time of her comeback? But then again, Dido had already carved her own lane in terms of her distinct sound, and she did dip her toes back in the spotlight in 2008 and 2013, despite taking a break from touring. It seems as if Dido has been keeping an extremely low profile. She was active on Instagram until November 2020. Her Twitter page seems to be down, and she last posted on Facebook on the 17th of November 2021. Nevertheless, we hope she is doing well. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you've all enjoyed. For those of you who made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know, what do you think happened to Dido? Do you think it was the 15-year break from touring, or do you think it's something else? Let me know, and I'll see you all in my next video. Over and out.